Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to a Wes Stewart tutorial. So my question for you today is, have you ever taken a picture and just thought to yourself, man, that is just the most awful, ugliest, just the worst looking photo. It's dull, flat, lifeless, maybe the sky is overcast. It just looks terrible. And you think to yourself, man, I just better delete that right now. Well, I'm going to show you how you can hop over into Lightroom and kind of fix a bad photo, turn it into something spectacular. Basically go from zero to hero. So that's kind of the goal, and let's hop over into Lightroom and I'll show you what we're gonna do. Okay, so here's the first picture we're gonna look at, and I'm not gonna go through all of these. I've got a couple of pictures we're gonna just work on, and this is one taken at Disneyland, California, on a recent trip. And I just want to kind of show you how we can take this picture to a much better place. In fact, to where I would, put it on my desktop wallpaper, print it out, frame it. So this was a very overcast day. You can see very cloudy, maybe a tiny little bit of blue in the sky, but very, very overcast. Not much sunlight. Actually, no sunlight at all, really. Very drab. Just looks terrible, right? When I took this photo, I was thinking, man, it just looks awful. I'm never going to be able to do anything with this picture. But it was the only day we were going to be at Disneyland on this trip, and I wanted to be able to at least, capture this sort of iconic image of Disneyland, of Disney, Mickey, the statue. Just an iconic picture. So what can we do to spruce it up and make it look better? That's what we're going to work on. So the first thing, I would obviously, let's just try increasing vibrance. And we're gonna have to do that quite a bit for this photo. So let's drag the vibrance up, drag clarity up, give it a little bit of contrast. Let's go up here. Shadows are very much, this is an underexposed picture. So let's drag the shadows up, and already that's starting to look just a little better. You can see before and after, so we're getting there. Let's maybe drag down the highlights a bit, and then maybe we'll hop over here. Maybe we'll increase the saturation in the greens and yellows a bit. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. You know what? Let's just go ahead and increase saturation overall here a little bit more. Now we're talking. Now that's getting better. Let's fix the crop just a bit, straighten it out. So this is looking much better, and it's looking more on the usable side for sure. But for me, there's just one other thing that we could do to kind of really make it pop and really take it over the top a little bit. And this is kind of personal preference. I use this sometimes, and sometimes I don't use it. I guess that's the beauty of art, really, right? What's the saying? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So something I like, that's fine. You guys don't have to like it, but if you do, it's something maybe you can use. So I want to see how we can add some extra light in here and maybe sort of fake the golden hour. So what I've done, and I've messed around with this both in Photoshop and here in Lightroom to figure out kind of different ways of doing this. And here's one way I found out. If you go to your brush tool, and you can see I've made one called Sunflare. I've come up with a couple of different ones, so I just named it Sunflare 1. If we increase exposure, decrease contrast, increase highlights all the way, increase the shadows a bit, decrease clarity, decrease the saturation just a little bit, and what we're going to do is make a huge brush. And if you see here in the middle, you can see how large my brush is there on the screen. So what we're trying to do is kind of fake the sunlight coming through and hitting the both the trees and the castle and sort of the maybe the edge of the statue a little bit. So the sun is a huge light source. That's why you want a huge brush. So what we're going to do, in fact, I might even make that a little bit bigger. I'm just going to click up here in the corner, maybe once, maybe twice. Let's just drag it like that. And now look at that. That's pretty cool. So we kind of have now a little bit of actual light source, and you can see we've got some sparkle here in the catch lights on the eyes. It sort of matches, it sort of fits. It just a really easy way to just really spruce up a picture, honestly, in just a few clicks. It just looks like it's now, instead of drab, overcast, terrible looking picture, now we're kind of in the magic golden hour. And this is a photo I would post on Instagram. In fact, I did. And in fact, you can also check out my Instagram. I'll link it for you. So here's the before. As you can see, that's terrible. And we take it to this, literally just in a few clicks. Just in a few clicks. Now, I did want to say also, I've got some presets set up that I use quite a bit. So if you guys are interested, and I can maybe do another video, maybe later on next week or something. If you guys are interested, let me know if you want me to go through my presets and just kind of show you what they do, the black and whites, the different color pops I have, sort of how I edit all my photos. I'll just go through those for you, and we'll just see what happens with that. So leave me a comment, just let me know if you want to see that. So there we go, before and after. Let's take another look again. Before, after. That's pretty amazing. So let's jump into another example photo. Here's another one. Again, this is kind of just, dull, drab, kind of lifeless. This was taken at Walt Disney World, Orlando. This was obviously at Halloween time. And again, overcast sky. It's kind of rainy, drizzly out. Colors are very flat. There's no sunlight. So let's do the same thing. Let's up the vibrance. Up the clarity a little bit. Let's increase overall saturation a bit. Contrast a bit. And now we're getting better. We're bringing out all the colors, looking much better. And let's see what happens if we do the same thing. So we're going to go back to our preset brush, which we saved. When you guys can make a new brush and just do all these, and then right here you can do save current settings as new preset and just name it like sun flare or golden hour or whatever. So let's come in here, and we're just gonna drag and just kind of kiss the edge of the trees right there on the side. And this is something you have to be careful with, because you don't want to overdo this. You just want to just add just a little bit. Overdoing it makes it look very fake, but now, in my opinion, it gives it a little bit more life. You can see just some sunlight sort of filtering in, just hitting the top of the trees there. It's lighting up the sky more on the right side of the picture, and to me, it looks way better. So just a few clicks there, we've gone from that to that. And you could even mess around with this more. I mean, you could play with the shadows, you could go in here and play with saturation, all that stuff, but this is just a quick down and dirty basic edit, just to go from pretty drab to pretty well fixed. All right, let's do one more, and this is another Disney photo. Now this is pretty terrible as well. This is underexposed. Just looks very bad, but let's see what we can do to fix it. All right, so let's start off. We're gonna do the same thing. Vibrance, clarity, increase saturation a little bit. Maybe bump the saturation for just the yellows and greens a bit to make the foliage pop out, the landscape pop a little bit. Maybe overall contrast. Now let's bring the shadows up, maybe increase overall exposure a little bit. And to me, that's looking better. Now, my style of photography or my style of editing photos, I like very vibrant, popping colors. That's just personally my style. So again, just personal preference. I'm showing you what works for me. You guys can take it or leave it. So what else can we do here? This crane is really bugging me. Let's just see if we can get rid of that. Now, it would be easier and better, well, I say easier, it would be better to go into Photoshop to clone this out, but I'm just going to try the spot removal tool and see if we can just see if this will do a quick, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but just so you get the idea. Actually, you know what, that's not terrible. It could be fixed. You can see there's a little bit of artifact and stuff here in the sky, but that could easily be cleaned up in Photoshop. And if I were to actually print this, I would take it over into Photoshop and actually do a good job of taking that out. But you get the idea. So the last thing I want to try here, let's just try adding the sun flare again, just to kind of make this look more like maybe kind of early morning, the sun's coming up, you know, people are out for a ride on the, what was this, the Seven Dwarves mine cars. Let's do the same thing in this corner. Let's just add just a little bit. And if it's too much, you can decrease exposure a bit and just see what that looks like. Before and after, man, what a difference. So for me, that's a pretty usable picture right there. I like it. Easy, just a few clicks. Again, so I've got all this saved in presets. If you'd like to see me edit some other pictures, maybe show you how I do my other editing, show you my other presets, just let me know. Leave me some comments. That's basically it. I hope you enjoyed. I'll just show you again very quickly, before and after. Boom, 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 and last one here. I love this picture. Wow, what a difference. So easy. If you like it, again, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. See you in the next video. Bye.